Posters, fridge magnets, even postcards. It's not just this shop at the Imperial War Museum that has the now familiar image emblazoned on the front of all sorts. Thousands of stores sell various bits and bobs with it on, and it's all over the internet. And the armed forces experts amongst you might know that it all comes from posters which were put up all over the country during World War II, right? Wrong, actually.
Well, that was the initial plan. But in fact, it never was officially sanctioned for display. And even though 2.5 million of these were printed, and this is one of the original ones, none of them were displayed. This design was actually rather unsophisticated for the audience at the time. And this message really was... There were 2 other posters that went out before this. This was the snappiest one. The other messages were quite long-winded, as we'll see. But the general population did not react well. If you can imagine, these red posters were everywhere. And with the crown on the top of them, seen as this decree from the king, very much from a previous era. In the First World War, maybe that would have been understood. But we're talking about an era of the People's War.
So how is it that this has become such a popular image today?
Well, that's a very good point. It's all about rediscovery, actually. So I think only a few, poster nerds knew about this up until about the year 2000, when there's a small bookshop up in Northumberland run by Stuart and Mary Manley, and he discovered in a box that he bought at auction of other books, this poster folded up, and it was an original poster as well. A few did survive; they didn't all get pulped after they were just withdrawn. And he thought, "This is fantastic," and he framed it, put it in his bookshop, and that's where it all started.
So the keep calm and carry on message was deemed inappropriate, a not really specific enough message, and after a huge U-turn, the millions of posters never saw the light of day. But even the phrases that did were then seen as patronising.
The idea was to sort of invoke a mindset rather than anything. They don't, as you can see, they don't instruct anyone to actually do anything. Your courage, your cheerfulness, your resolution will bring us victory. Freedom is in peril. Defend it with all your might. Both, as you can imagine, they're not quite as catchy, actually, as Keep Calm, Carry On. Quite hard to remember. And although they were everywhere, and in this bright red and white, which really attracted the attention, this idea of this psychological effect, which was borrowed from Hitler, funnily enough. He wrote about the effect of red and white. But
so actually, just to interrupt you, red and white was a Hitler idea.
He wrote about it in Mein Kampf. And but as I said, that poster was never displayed. These ones went everywhere, and the reaction was mixed, but generally not great.
So Keep Calm and Carry On had to wait a little longer than it would have liked for its time in the spotlight, but it got there in the end. Claire, thank you.
Thank you very much.